Menu. News Colorado U.S. News World News Politics Business Crime Year in Review 2016 2015 2014 The Denver Post. Culture The Cannabis Show Calendar / Upcoming Events The Cannabis Shop Entertainment Sports Style Interviews Pot and Parenting U.S. Culture World Culture All Things for Over 20. Reviews Strain Reviews Vaporizer and Product Reviews Gone Hemp. Food Recipes Appetizers Entrees Desserts Holidays and Gift Ideas How to Cannot Butter and Canned Oil. Resources Ask the Cannabis Cultivation Tips and Advice Pot by the Numbers Pot and the Law Pot and the Body Pot and History. Map. The Cannabis. Denver, Colorado Marijuana News, Culture, Resources. Whole Year in Review Style Culture 2016-16 Cannabis Lifestyle Trends that Help Define 2016. Illustration by Mark Hawley, special to the Cannabis. 16 Cannabis Lifestyle Trends that Help Define 2016. You could call it the year of the cannabis consumer. Retailers finally focus on UX. Celebrities cater to enthusiasts. Media outlets clamor for attention and a more refined world of edibles and concentrates has emerged. Published, December 28, 2016, 8:54 a.m. Updated, December 28, 2016, 11:16 a.m. By Katie Shapiro, the Cannabis staff. Winding down the year that most would describe as soul-sucking, the ongoing progress of marijuana legalization and exploding growth of the cannabis industry are two of the few things keeping us cautiously hopeful as we head into 2017. It's already been called the year of greenery, after all, so we're off to a promising start. But let's take a moment to mark the monumental strides for marijuana in the past 12 months. Here, we present the 16 biggest cannabis lifestyle trends that define 2016, illustration by Mark Hawley, special to the Cannabis 1. Celebrity strains. With Marley Natural, Willie's Reserve and Leaves by Snoop serving as pioneers early in legalization, start-backed cannabis brands blossomed this year. Several Colorado cannabis businesses have staked out partnerships with entertainers of all stripes. Among the new goods in legalized states, Wiz Khalifa and Sublime with Rome rolled out pod products. Tommy Chong debuted his high-grade medical collection. Willie Nelson's brand dropped in Washington and Colorado shops. And just this month, Hunter S. Thompson's widow announced plans for a Gonzo brand of cannabis. From 6 strains the writer actually smoked. And not that we're hoping it's actually in the works, but whatever happened to Bethany Frankel's plan for a Skinny Girl strain? 2. Marijuana hits mainstream TV. Bill Maher started 2016 off proper, lighting up on real time for the first time. Since then, MTV's Mary plus Jane opened a rush of crappy weed sitcoms with Adam Scott's Bud still on hold at NBC and Margaret Cho's Island still in development at Amazon. The much buzzed about Martha and Snoop's potluck dinner party on VH1 lacks the main ingredient of chemistry, getting high together, making it a skip. But the move from Vimeo to HBO for high maintenance makes up for all of the misses. We hope Cannabis Moms Club follows the same trajectory. Viceland continues to develop some of the best cannabis content around with Bong Appetit. It's been called the only reality show about weed you need to see, featuring the Cannabis Zone Reed Pritchard. Denver Post File 3. A corporate exodus for cannabis. You've seen the headlines. You've seen the numbers. Just 3 years into legal marijuana sales in America, it is a $1 billion industry in Colorado alone, with projections earlier this year estimating the national market at $7.1 billion in 2016. Marijuana is now so entrenched in American commerce that the still new industry is luring several power players away from corporate life, such as Tokyo Smoke's Talent Gardner, Apple Apothecaris, James Kennedy Avida and Paxos Peter Payne Gopra. Marijuana Mat So, the unleavened flatbread is eaten during Passover. Provided by Lisa Ford. Reefer and Religion. This spring, many in Oregon's Jewish community celebrated the first ever official cannabis Seder in Portland, while pod shabbats started popping up in Los Angeles and San Francisco. Disclosure: the family of this article's author fully embraced these traditions too. The Orthodox Union even awarded kosher certification for medical marijuana in New York. The Oakville View Haas Club, a Native American church of Hawaii, also believes in ceremonial use of cannabis, but unfortunately lost an appeal to the U.S. Supreme Court to be exempt from federal marijuana laws. Twin brothers and devout Mormons Aaron and Nathan Frogsham are pushing for medical marijuana in Utah as a means of treating health conditions, against the anti-marijuana stance of their church. This year, we also saw the creation of the first Cannabis Church of Logic and Reason in Lansing, Michigan, which hopes to remove stigma from marijuana use. Oh, and did you hear about the rabbi and pastor who want to grow weed in Maryland? Blessed Seth McConnell, Denver Post File 5. Cannabis journalism catches fire. Ricardo Baca became the world's first marijuana editor for a major media outlet in 2014 with the launch of this very site, earning him a well-deserved spot on Fortune's 7 most powerful people in America's marijuana industry this past April. Now the San Francisco Chronicle has followed suit, naming David Downs as its cannabis editor in October. Leafly and High Times also made high-profile hires, adding Bruce Baca as deputy editor and David Bienenstock as head of content, respectively. From the launch of Mary Jane, Scentsy Magazine, Mary Magazine and more, it's a high time for cannabis journalism. Images provided by Brands 6. Artisan Edibles. The Maureen Dowd Mania of 2014 has taken quite the turn, with probably the prettiest edibles we've ever seen hitting the market this year. Coda Signatures truffles are handmade by chocolatier Lauren Goccoli, who previously held court in the kitchen as a pastry chef at Thomas Keller's per Southeast in New York. Oakland-based DeFawn's Chocolatier is one of the first companies to address dosing in every aspect of product design, and founder Eric Eslao embraces the coffee concept of single origin in his ethically and sustainable sourced luxury chocolate. Peter Barson's startup, 1906, brings together scientists, chocolatiers and cannabis experts to create a premium line of low-dose chocolate edibles. Lord Jones, founded by Robert Rosenheck, has emerged as a cult celebrity favorite in California, also with an amazing line of topicals formulated by a team of chemists and beauty industry vets in the line. We could keep going, but let's stop here and hope the new pesky but necessary universal THC symbol labeling requirement doesn't mess with the aesthetic of any of the aforementioned companies too much. Chris Sayed, aka The Herbal Chef, prepares an infused 7-course dinner for 50 guests at LA Mother, an event venue in Hollywood, California, on April 14, 2016. Oriana Thorin Photography 7. Ticketed pop-up dining experiences. At the start of the year, Baca reported on the cornucopia of 420 friendly events in Colorado's legally party dinners, joint and sushi rolling classes, speed dating happy hours and even bus tours of residential Christmas light displays. But no entrepreneur had figured out the tricky space of cannabis-friendly events until Kendall Norris emerged in the Boulder scene, and since has solidified herself as a frontrunner for creating the most elegant of fine dining experiences with her Mason Jar Events company. For California foodies, chefs Chris Sayed and Chris Yang are leading the Los Angeles scene, and Chef Mikel Trinidad is hosting super secret happenings in New York City. Until we have social use laws across recreationally legal states, Pop UPS are the best bet over going bar hopping any day. Actress Margot Robbie wears an Alexander Wang dress featuring marijuana leaf cutouts in this screen grab from the October 1, 2016 season premiere of Saturday Night Live. NBC.com. Gate. High fashion gets higher. Followers of high fashion might recall seeing plenty of pod leaves on the runway as part of Alexander Wang's fall 2016 ready-to-wear collection during New York Fashion Week, and on Margot Robbie during her Saturday Night Live monologue in the show's season premiere. We saw Jenny Lewis take the SXSW stage in the most amazing Technicolor weave suit ever. Gigi Hadid and Kendall Jenner helped jewelry designer Jackie Aiche roll out a new pod-themed collection in Beverly Hills. We talked to Complex and Fashion Magazine about how weed became one of the biggest trends of the year. Although we've known it all along, cannabis can be chic when done right. Shopping for supplies has come a long way as marijuana prohibition erodes. Online head shops are popping up all over. Photo provided by Tetra 9. A hip head shop revolution. One of the best things legalization has brought us is an explosion of boutique cannabusinesses that are designing smoking accoutrements that actually fit into our lives, not tucked away in the shoebox. The result is a head shop revolution, which is moving from brick and mortar to the web, with many entrepreneurs making names for themselves on Instagram. Who to follow? At Shop Mr. Green, at Great Horsex, at Catchfully, at Tetra_shop. That sweet flag_shop and at Vanderpop. And I mean, have you seen our 3rd annual cannabis gift guide? Keep it in mind for dropping hints anytime. The rooftop class is just part of the action in a day-long Kusha Yoga workshop in Austin, Texas. Provided by Kusha 10. Working out whilst high. We love to do a lot of things high, but there's something particularly magical about doing yoga in an altered state of mind. Mason Jar Events C number 7 through the Ultimate Weekend Bash, bringing together weed, yoga, friends and a champagne brunch. Our Texas correspondent Neil Pollock took his first Ganja yoga class in Austin from Kusha founder Charlie Reynolds, Denver. You can't try it for yourself. January 30th. 2. Off the mat. Cannabis is finding its way into plenty of other workouts and into the gym at Power Plant Fitness, a project in the works from former NFL running back Ricky Williams and snowboard company executive Jim McAlpine in San Francisco. The duo is also behind the 420 Games, an athletic-focused 4.0-mile race, which will grow from 6 to 10 cities in 2017. 11. Finally, a focus on UX. Despite the progress across the country for medical and recreational legalization over the past 2 decades, the industry is slightly lagged behind when it comes to user experience. But 2016 was the year for higher design, and as Fast Company notes in their report titled UX is Changing How We Get High, a handful of marijuana entrepreneurs have already gotten wise to the importance of user-centered design, creating handsome dispensaries, enlisting big-name graphic designers to orchestrate elegant packaging, and building brands that sell experiences versus products. PAX and Native Roots are leading the charge on this front with a fresh focus toward research and users for the year ahead. Cannabis advocate and former NFL player Eugene wrote. Dave Martin, The Associated Press 12. Professional athletes and coaches as advocates. Pro athletes who have experienced and witnessed the health benefits of cannabis are ready to rumble, and we're hopeful the leagues are listening. Looking at the NBA, Chauncey Billups and Steve Kerr recently spoke out about cannabis benefits, and in the NFL, former Baltimore Ravens offensive tackle Eugene Monroe has written for the Cannabist about his mission to get the NFL to accept cannabinoids as a viable option for pain management. In a survey of 226 of the NFL's nearly 3,000 players on active rosters or practice squads, ESPN the magazine found that 61% believe that players would take fewer injections of strong anti-inflammatory drugs such as Toradol if they could treat pain legally with marijuana. Former NFL wide receiver Randy Moss says medical marijuana definitely should be in our game, and the NFL Players Union is in the beginning stages of developing the pain management committee. Meanwhile, former players actively campaign to raise money and awareness for cannabidiol research. Tagged cannabis plants grow in the Outliers Collective's cultivation facility in San Diego County, California in October 2016. Vince Chandler, The Denver Post 13. Cannabis growers get pesticide-free certification. Pesticides remain a hot topic, from decimating wildlife to Scotts Miracle-Gro's pumping $500 million into the industry to corner the market. Enter Colorado's Organic Cannabis Association, which developed the pesticide-free certification program this year. We are well past time to bring basic transparency and safety like we have in food into cannabis, and we intend to do that both with our pesticide-free certification and an organic standard, says OCA founder and board chair John Paul Maxfield. We will be running a bill next year that will allow official organic certification next summer. Amy Unberl of Legal, a Denver retailer and grower, also serves on the association's board and tells the New York Times, as pod consumers are becoming more sophisticated, there's nothing like the value of a third-party certifier to give growers a marketing edge. Sounds like 2017 might just be the year we see a Whole Foods for weed. Cannabis-infused wedding bouquets, floral arrangements and boutonnieres from buds and blossoms. Bagcoop 14. Weed weddings wanted. Recreational legalization brought the first wave of 420 friendly weddings, but the world's first cannabis-centered wedding expo in January made it official, and a lot easier to plan modern-day themed affairs featuring cannabis. As we start to see an increase in social acceptance, weed weddings in Colorado are sure to continue to rise. Now, the Airbnb for pod smokers has teamed up with Denver's Love and Marriage, hoping to corner the emerging market for bud-loving brides and grooms. Maybe Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde will tie the knot sooner than they say. 9 Hot Cannabis-infused beauty products. Cannabis illustration. Images provided by brands 15. More and more lotions, potions, topicals, skincare. The healing benefits of cannabis and hemp when used in beauty products are no secret, with big-name brands like The Body Shop and Dr. Bronner's using it as an ingredient long before legalization. And while it seems like cannabis beauty was suddenly everywhere in 2016, Milk Makeup's Roll Plus block papers are a clever addition that's nothing new, with Eastern cultures using the effective ingredients for hundreds of years. In a March report from Andy Hartman for Vogue, she talks with Odd Warner, the activist founder of Washington-based Botanical line Cannabis Basics, who is confident the plant compounds cover everything from anti-inflammatory, antispasmodic, analgesic, cell regenerative, and anti-cell proliferative for bad cells. Now we just need modern research to catch up with the long history of therapeutic cannabis use. We tried countless products over the past 12 months and rounded up our favorites for the bathroom, along with some that might surprise you. 16. Concentrates, refined. The Eureka Times Standards Will Houston wrote in October, when thinking of marijuana concentrates light hash and dabs, visions of exploding makeshift labs, piles of charred butane canisters and burn wounds may come to mind for some. For others, cannabis concentrates represent a diverse subculture within the marijuana community that can provide medical benefits to patients that can't be obtained through smoking flowers or eating certain edibles. With the movement well underway in Colorado, this segment of the industry is one of the fastest growing markets as more and more users learn about concentrates and more companies introduce vaporizers, both high-tech and basic, to meet the demand. Traditional dabrigs aside, our resident vape critics Ben Livingston and Chris Thomas are thoroughly analyzing new vapes of all sizes and shapes to keep you in the know. Topics: Celebrity marijuana. Don't miss. Election 2016, Eugene Road, legalization, lifestyles, recreational marijuana, trends. Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, Reddit. Katie Shapiro, Twitter, Facebook, email. Katie is a freelance cannabis, travel and style writer and digital editor at Aspen Sojourner. Her company, Katie Shapiro Media, specializes in publicity for Colorado-produced films and film. December 28, 2016, 8:54 a.m. No comments. Find a store near you. Previous. Next. Add a comment. Related content. Follow us. Subscribe to our podcast. Get the Cannabist newsletter. Find a store near you. Advertise on the Cannabist. Popular. 116 Cannabis lifestyle trends that help define 2016. 2 critical decisions about Massachusetts marijuana in hands of lawmakers. 3-week dog treats booming business across America. 4 slow-moving Maryland medical marijuana program finally becoming a reality. 5 Idaho mom who gave daughter canna butter again denied custody. Don't miss. 1 accidental entrepreneurs find skills in high demand as marijuana matures. 2 Our top 10 infused recipes, from pot brownies to dank drinks. 3 How PTSD became the most divisive medical pot issue of 2016. 4 Concentrates 101, how to consume them, dabbing, vaping and more. 5 Finally, researchers have figured out how much weed is in a typical joint. Strain of the day. Pre-98 Bubba Kush. The Cannabist Calendar. Staff picks, elsewhere on the web. Modern Farmer, the other cannabis, pursuing hemp research in Colorado and fighting red tape. Oregon Live/the Oregonian, need pot, but can't leave the house. Marijuana delivery services are coming to Portland. The Stranger, one way to protect Washington state's legal weed market from Trump. Burn it to the ground. U.S. News and World Report, DEA says new cannabis extract code does only good things. The Boston Globe, Colorado offers another model for marijuana industry, its pot czar. Submit a tip about contact ethics policy, terms of use, privacy policy. Advertise. An edition of the Denver Post. All contents copyright 2016 The Denver Post or other copyright holders. Vertical line powered by WordPress. All rights reserved. This material may not be published, broadcast, rewritten or redistributed for any commercial purpose.